The police have arrested 16 nurses who went to the Flagstaff house to picket over unpaid allowances. Jennifer Kuyamwa has been to the scene and joins us live on the line. Hello, Jennifer, if you can hear us, what actually happened? The reason these nurses have been arrested?
Well, at the moment, I'm standing in front of the Accra Regional Police Headquarters, and I have not been able to get an official comment from the police as to why 15 of the registered nurses were arrested this morning. Their phones were also seized. We're still awaiting ASP Efietinge for an official comment on why they were arrested. However, I can confirm that the nurses are still gathering. They still plan on peacefully picketing and presenting their petition to the presidency this morning.
What is their issue, really?
Well, the issue is that for the past 2 years, they've been sitting at home awaiting their verification. They've graduated from school. And normally what happens is the minute they graduate, they are verified and then they are posted to their various hospitals within a period of between 3 to 6 months. However, these nurses have been waiting for the past 2 years with no information being given from the Ministry of Health or from the Ministry of Employment as concerns their posting. So they have met with Honorable Haruna Idrisu on the issue, and he promised them last year in September that they would be posted within a week. However, that did not come to pass. Then they were told that by the following year, by this year, January, they would be employed. However, that has not happened, and thus they are meeting in front of Flagstaff House to possibly present their petition to the president.
Jennifer Kuyamwa there, thank you very much for bringing us up to speed on this news. Now, Seth Mafo is one of the leaders of the aggrieved nurses, and he joins us live on the phone lines with some more details on this. Good morning to you, Mr. Mafo. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, please.
So why have your members gathered at the ministry protesting, at the Flagstaff house, actually?
Yeah, the issue is that we've completed school since 2014. And whilst we're in school, you'll be bonded to serve the government for a period of 5 years. So after completion, you have no right to look for your own job unless the government gives you an appointment. So we were waiting for that appointment to come. We've waited for over 2 years now. They handed our case to Honorable Haruna Idrisu, the Minister of Employment. He was handling our issue, and they promised us that before the year 2015 ends, we are all going to be employed. So on the 19th of October, they brought some of the clearance, and we went to check, and only few of our colleagues were cleared, and they have eliminated the enrolled nurses and the community health nurses. So we want to ask them why they have eliminated us, and they said the issue was that our list now was sent to the Finance Ministry for confirmation. Ours delayed for 2 days, so we should wait for one week. The week ends, and we went to the ministry again. And they tell us that it's not even necessary to be coming to the ministry for follow-up, because when our clearance is ready, they will call us. We've been in the house for the whole of the 2015, and we started 2016. Once our colleagues have started working from 1st January 2016, we are still in the house. So we decided to wear our uniform, come and see the president, for the president to tell us when exactly are we going to be employed.
And
so
Mr. Mafo, what you did this morning, you think that is the best way to handle this issue?
Yes, because the puppet contest, that's where we were doing the follow-up. They just tell us it's not necessary coming to their office. And we don't even know where to report our issue. And we know that the father of the land is the president. So we have to come to the president himself to ask him why ours is delaying.
Which government official have you been able to meet ever since your members got to the Flagstaff house?
This morning?
Yes.
Yeah, this morning we've not met anyone. We just entered the bus stop, the Flagstaff house bus stop, and the police people just came in. Took all of us from the place, and they've arrested 15 of our colleagues to the police headquarters, and they have seized all their phones. So right now they've dispersed all of us, and some have been gathering at different places. We don't even know where the rest of them has been.
Now, you are saying that you felt that going to the Flagstaff house was the best way to deal with this. You went there, you couldn't see anybody. What have you achieved with what you did?
Yes. Because we didn't achieve our work because of the police. The way the police are harassing us, they don't even want to see two of our police standing behind the Flagstaff house. So we don't even know. We've gathered some places, and we are still waiting to organize ourselves so that we move to the place peacefully.
So would you agree with me that it wasn't the best decision for you to have gone to the Flagstaff house?
Yeah, we gave the police a notice. We gave the police, the regional police commander, we gave him a letter. And when we went to the office, the police commander said, what we want to do is like a demonstration. And that place is a security zone, so they will not allow us to do that thing. So we should come to the police headquarters to take a permit for demonstration. And we said, no, this one is not a demonstration. It's just a peaceful follow-up. We just wear our uniform, gather at one place, and move to the place successfully. That is what we wanted to do. We are not here to do anything. We are not here to shout, to fight anybody here. We are just here to move peacefully to the president and then to ask him when are we going to be posted. Because our police have started working and we are still in the house for 2 years. And because of the bond, we can't even apply for work. We are in the house, we don't even know. And this year, we can't stay in the house for the whole of this year to end.
So, Mr. Mafu, don't you accept that it was a waste of time going to the Flagstaff house?
Well, it's not a waste of time, but just that because the police are harassing us, we don't even know why the police are doing that.
So you're saying that none of the 16 people or nurses who have been arrested did anything wrong for the police to arrest them?
Yes, I would say yes, because they were at the bus stop. They were at the Flagstaff house bus stop, and they just came and then they said they should disperse from the place. Within 5 minutes, if they don't disperse from the place, they will arrest them. They will arrest them. So we don't know the reason why they were arrested.
So what are you going to do about this?
Yeah, right now some of our police are calling us that they have run away to some different places. So we want to organize them at one place so that maybe we move to the headquarters to see our police, what they are doing there.
All right, Wendy here. Thank you very much. And that's Seth Mafu. He's the spokesperson for the aggrieved nurses who were earlier at the Flagstaff House. I'm joined on the line now by Asante Krobia. He's the president of the Ghana Registered Nurses Association. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Mr. Krobia.
Hello.
Yes, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Great. Good morning to you, and thank you for joining us on News Desk.
Good morning. Thank you, too.
Great. Now, what do you make of the action of the members in your group that they said they had not been posted for 2 years or more, and so they decided to go to the Flagstaff House? And some of them have even been arrested in the process. What do you make of their action?
The issue about they not having been given employment is not news. We all know it. And we have tried to adopt various measures of addressing the matter, not making a headway. They are the people who were promised jobs at the time that we put pressure on government to get financial clearance for them, and we did not succeed. We were able to get just a few of financial clearance for some members of that community, that group of nurses and midwives. And that ended the story, unfortunately. And so we've been following up the matter. We tried to get the update from the ministries, we didn't get it. So last week, Thursday, we booked an appointment with the Minister of Health so we could talk about it. Unfortunately, the Honorable Minister was out of town. That was Thursday and Friday. So we have an appointment holding possibly this week, as promised by the Minister's Secretary, that we could meet the Minister sometime this week when he gives us the appointment, so we could talk about the matter. So what has happened now is very unfortunate. I do not think that even if the nurses and midwives, they should arrest them while they are in their professional uniform and send them to detention. It's unfortunate, but I also agree that they have gone too far picketing in front of Flagstaff House. I thought that this is a matter they could have brought to the National Executive of the Association so we could sit down and talk about the way forward. Especially even for them to know that we have booked an appointment with the Honorable Minister to talk about the matter, including other related issues.
Now, Mr. Krobia, as a mother body, you're saying that you were able to get a few of the nurses posted. What about the rest? What was the challenge with you trying to get them enrolled?
Well, sometime last October, we managed to get the Ministry of Finance agree with the Ministry of Health that we were going to give financial clearance to about 7,000 of them, of unposted nurses and midwives. And we, the executive, went to the controller and accountant general department ourselves, because we were following up the letter that the Ministry of Finance had written to controller to get these nurses posted. At the place, we worked together with some staff of the controller, and in fact, at some point it came to light that they were going to be able to get about 90% of these 7,000 nurses and midwives posted. But there were some technical issues with the machines that were using to operate the system. And so when it got closed, it came to light that about 90% had been migrated onto the system, so they were going to have their postings. Only to realize later that that wasn't the case. And so we had hoped that if it didn't become possible for them to get posted October, the following month, November, that was going to be possible. And then the unexpected happened, and they said that they had closed the machine, and so you can't get it done until January. So we were trying to get the update on this issue, so we will know exactly what to tell our unposted nurses and midwives. But we didn't get the ministry to give us any concrete answers to the questions that we raised. And that is what compelled us to get the ministry to book an appointment with the minister and lodge formal complaints.
Indeed, you are talking about booking appointment with the ministry to make formal complaints. Did you communicate all these things you were doing to them? The reason they probably nobody was listening to them, and when they spoke to us earlier, they said they had not heard anybody, they had not heard any response. So did you tell them that this is what you were doing?
We were speaking to the leadership of these junior nurses and the unposted nurses. We were speaking to them, so the leaders know. So I thought that they were in contact with the people, their members. Let me tell you that these unposted nurses and midwives, we take their interests at heart, even though they are not fully our members. But we have an obligation to meet their needs, and that's exactly what we do. And we do so through the coordinators who are their leaders at the moment.
So briefly, Mr. Krabia, what are you going to do moving forward? Well,
as I have told you, we will continue to mount the pressure. I tried to get information from the ministry what the situation was at that moment, but because I couldn't get any concrete answers, that is why I went to the office of the Honorable Minister, so we could talk about that. I believe in dialogue.
Beyond trying to get them posted, are you going to intervene in any way regarding those who have been arrested to ensure they are released?
Yeah, we will do so. We'll do so. So I have asked the leadership to go to the regional police headquarters and give me information about the true situation on the ground. And then if they are able to secure their release, then we will move in. I am not in Accra at the moment, but I hope to be back from the regional visit around 2 p.m.
We'll end it here. Thank you very much. Asante Krabia is an executive of the Ghana Registered Nurses Association. In a related event, students from some colleges of education also went to picket in front of the Ministry of Education. Michaela Anderson is my colleague. She followed them and joins me in the studio now. Michaela, tell us, why do these students go to the Education Ministry to picket?
According to the information we gathered, they are demanding postings that they had completed school for some time now, but then they are yet to be posted.
So same problem with the nurses?
Same problem with the nurses. So I got to the place before 8 a.m. this morning, but when I got there, they had dispersed. So I spoke to a police and some few people on the premises, and they told me that, well, about more than 20 of them gathered in front of the ministry, and they were demanding that, well, they be posted. And so some officials from the ministry spoke to them, they judged with them, and then they dispersed. And so I didn't meet some of them to speak to them.
That's fine, but per the information you gathered, how long had these students not been posted for? Maybe
some are saying a year, others are saying 2 years. That's the information we are getting. But because we didn't speak to them, maybe there are other fresh concerns that they might have, and so they would have shared with us if we had met them, but
Indeed.
we didn't meet them. So that's the.
But briefly before you go, did the officials tell you whether this was a one-off thing or maybe they will be coming back?
No, they were not willing to speak to the issue. They were not willing to speak to the issue.
All right. Thank you very much, Michaela Anderson there, bringing us the latest on another agitation by students at the Education Ministry. Also the same problem that they have not been posted for some time now. Let's get on the phone lines and speak to the General Secretary of the Coalition of Concerned Teachers, Raymond Boache. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you for joining us on News Desk.
Very good morning.
What is the problem of the teachers?
Well, thank you very much. And indeed, in fact, I was even taken aback a bit until I got information that some teachers have received the Ministry of Education. And when I did a checkup, I realized that these are teachers who attend the private teacher training colleges, and they have completed as far back as, I think, 2012, and they have not been placed. So they at the moment at the Ministry of Education, presenting their petition to them. So speaking, obviously, when you graduate from the college, hitherto it was just an automatic kind of stuff. And hitherto you should also bear in mind that we do have these private colleges of education. But whichever the case is, obviously, I think we need a lot of teachers in the system. And once they have the requisite qualification, obviously, one is expected that they are placed or they are absorbed by the Ghana Education Service, for that matter, Ministry of Education. I checked from the Ministry of Education. I was told that the applications have been sent to the GES already, and what GES at the moment is seeking for is what is called financial clearance from the Ministry of Finance, and that is what is keeping, them for being absorbed into the system.
And Mr. Boache, did you say you were taken aback by the action of the teachers?
In fact, I'm talking of today's action. Okay, I know that indeed we have a couple of teachers or...
I beg your pardon, could you please repeat what you just said?
What I'm saying is that I was taken aback by today's action, right? Because there was no hint whatsoever that they were going to do anything of that nature. But that is not to say I'm not aware of the fact that we have a lot of teachers who have the requisite qualification, yet they have not been absorbed into the Ghana Education Service.
But if you say you were taken aback by their action, it presupposes there's no communication. But is there no formal communication between the leadership and the members so that they know what the leadership is doing in order for them to decide on which action to take?
Well, thank you very much. You see, our operation or modus operandi, once you have not been recruited into the system, you are not a teacher, right? You become a member of a union only when you have been absorbed into the system and you are paying your membership dues and all those things, right? So these people, once they have not been recruited into the Ghana Education Service, we cannot say that they are members, though they are our potential members, you understand. So it's not like they are members of Coalition of Concerned Teachers who have besieged the premises, no.
Briefly, is there anything you're going to do regarding their posting moving forward?
Obviously, it's this whole thing is like we have been having a series of meetings in connection with this particular issue. Okay, and it's not like we are not doing anything about it. But obviously, sometimes when you are demanding something and it's not forthcoming, sometimes a little bit of pressure is needed. I believe that once they have, taken up upon themselves to also exert some kind of pressure, maybe it's just going to add up to what already we are exerting on the management of Ghana Education Service to ensure that these people are recruited. Because if you come to our schools, look, let me tell you for a fact. Now the enrollment has increased, and so the student or people to teacher ratio now is something that we need to critically examine, and we need a lot of teachers in the system. And so, well, in a way, to me, it's a sort of a blessing in disguise. Once they are also up in terms of speaking for themselves, I think it will help us when it comes to pushing for their issue to be addressed.
Wendy here. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Raymond Boachi speaks for the Coalition of Concerned Teachers. You're still here on News Desk on Joy News on Multi TV. My name is P.H. Sedu. When we come back, Emmanuel Abuaji will join us with the latest in the world of business. Stay tuned.